design is truly the last step of the process. All right, Liz, did we want to stop for the poll question 1?
Oh yeah, let me launch a poll here for you guys. And we're just going to ask you, how many email subscribers do you have? So if you want to answer real quick in on that poll, we're just getting in votes now. And some people are answering in the question section, but you should see a poll on your screen that you can answer through as well. We'll just give this one more second. All right, and now we're going to close it.
Awesome. So, that's super helpful for context. Cool. Thanks, everyone. So when you think about who you're going to present a opt-in form to, we kind of speak around the term audience targeting. So there's a bunch of questions that you should be thinking about when you're targeting your forms. So, you know, things like, is this a new visitor to my site, or have they been here before? Are they on a desktop or mobile device? What page of my site are they looking at? You know, where did they come from? Did they come from a Google search, or maybe a Facebook referral, or even from a link in your newsletter, right? And you could imagine that based off the answer to any of these questions, you might decide to show them a form, you know, maybe Form A versus Form B, or, you know, in the example of coming from an email newsletter, maybe you don't want to show them a form at all. So you've all heard the buzzword personalization, and this is kind of, you know, taking baby steps to think about who you want to get your forms in front of. Next, when you've decided on the right audience for this specific opt-in form, it's time to think about what action they're taking on the site that's going to trigger that form. So what you're seeing on the bottom left is a bunch of different triggers that could prompt an opt-in form, right? So are they clicking a button or a tab, which is what you see on the bottom left? So user initiated. Or is it an automated thing, right, based on time that they've been on site? So maybe they're on your site for 30 seconds, or maybe they're on a certain blog post and they scroll down 75% of the way. Or maybe they're on a specific product page and they're actually moving their mouse towards closing down your website. You know, those are the different types of triggers that you can apply in order to present your opt-in form to the right audience.
Cool. And I'm just going to launch another poll here, but quick results from our last poll. It seems that 51% of the audience has between 11 and 500 subscribers, and 19% have 1,000 to 10,000. So that's awesome, everyone. And we do have 23% with less than 10, so we'll hopefully show you some things here that can help you grow that audience. And now we're launching a second poll for you.
Yeah, so aside from the classic embedded form, maybe in the footer, do any of you have lead capture forms on your website?
We're getting a lot of answers in. It seems that right now we have 49% say yes and 52% say no.
Wow, pretty interesting.
Yeah, yeah. And we even have Anton said no. Okay, cool. And looks like final results are 46% said yes, 55% said no.
Awesome. Well, that's super helpful. And even for the folks who don't yet have anything aside from a footer, you know, we're talking about some pretty complex ideas here, but also keep in mind that even if you start with some of the form types that I'll show you in a sec, you're going to see a huge impact just by making it easier for your visitor to sign up for your list. So once you've thought about who you're going to present the form to and how you're going to trigger it to them, the next key step is to think about the design, right? So how are you going to display this to them is the first step of the design. So is this a pop-up, or is this an embedded form at the bottom of a blog post? You know, are you asking for just the email address, or do you need to think about collecting their name or birthday or some other fields? Are you showing links to your social profiles, or are you really focused just on on email capture. And our opinion here is that less is more. So I'll walk through, the anatomy of what we think is, a really high converting sign-up form to give you guys a better feel for that. So to walk through the different display types, you've probably all heard the word pop-up, and everyone has a reaction to it. Some people love these things, some people absolutely hate them. But the reason that you're seeing them so frequently is that they work really, really well. So this is just a screenshot of one of our users and a pop-up they designed. You can make these things really feel like they look and integrate into your brand. Next, this is what we call a flyout, or some people refer to it as a scroll box. So rather than presenting the form in the middle of the page like a pop-up, a flyout is attached to either the bottom right or bottom left of the browser screen. So it's going to be a little bit more subtle, and this is really effective for content-based sites or B2B businesses. Banners. So banners, as you see in this screenshot, it takes up, maybe 25% of the page. You can have it on top or the bottom of the page. You can add some images as well. So again, it's going to be a little bit more subtle than a pop-up, maybe a little bit more in your face than a flyout, but definitely more noticeable. And then probably the most subtle of all the options is described as an email bar. So this is going to sit on top or on bottom, but unlike an embedded form at the very bottom or sidebar of your page, an email bar in the least makes it so that you always have a form visible to the user. And lastly, you've probably all seen embedded forms. This one on the right of the blog post. Probably most of you have this in the footer of your website. And another huge consideration for design is really mobile, right? These days, over 60, sometimes over 70% of the traffic to your site is coming from mobile. So what you're seeing on the left is an example of one of our customers who hasn't really yet thought through the difference between desktop and mobile, and they're just using the same desktop pop-up on mobile. So you can see for the visitor to their mobile site, it's kind of hard to read that. Everything's kind of scaled down to fit the page, but it's not really optimal. Versus what you see on the right, which is a format that is truly designed with mobile first, and much more intuitive for the user if you're going to present them with a form on mobile. And one of the things that we found in our research, so we've seen a ton of opt-ins, billions of opt-in data points across our users, is that the message of your form is the factor that carries the most impact on the conversion rate. So if your form just says, join our email list, and we'll send you announcements at a later date, if it's something like that, then what you can expect is about a 1% sign-up rate. If instead you're offering maybe a specific incentive, so maybe it's a piece of content that's exclusive to people on your list, or maybe it's a small coupon code for joining the e-club, what you can expect is typically more of a 5% conversion rate with an offer. And then if you really, really, really want to turn up the dial on conversion rates, sweepstakes or enter to win, we've seen anywhere from 15% conversion rates or higher. So, definitely explore the different display types that I showed you, but at the end of the day, if you're just getting started, this data set is going to give you the most leverage in increasing your conversion rate. All right, so let's talk about if we were designing the perfect sign-up form. So we found one of our users that is converting just over 10%, and we wanted to take a look at their sign-up form and get a feel for why it's doing very well. So this is that, and If you flip to the next slide, I'll walk you through the different components that make this so great. So starting on the top left and kind of scanning our way down and around. So the first thing you notice is that this is just visually appealing, right? So you know, it's not overly crowded with visuals and different images, and it's kind of easy on the eyes, right? Towards the bottom, when you look at the content, the message, there's very clearly defined benefits of what you can expect before you sign up, right? So 10% off your first offer, as well as the cadence of what you can expect in the future, right? So they'll send offers, some tips, some content, some special announcements, and they're only asking you for one field, right? So all they're asking for is your email. Next, you'll notice that even though this is the desktop version, this is really shaped for mobile. So it's about 350 pixels wide by 400 or 500 tall. So even if this scaled down to a mobile device, you can feel confident that it's going to look great. And then, of course, you know, they didn't have to include that 10% off, but probably that small incentive is what's getting them over the 10% conversion rate.
Okay, I think that concludes your section, right, Ben?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So from here, we're going to jump right into what do you do once you have grown your list with awesome sign-up forms, and once you use all the tips that Ben shared in his part, how do you engage your audience once you have that list? And welcome emails are a great way to do that, and what they are is they're an automated email that you set up to send right after someone joins your list via a sign-up form or via any method, really. So I'm going to launch a poll real quick to ask you, do you currently have an automated welcome email set up? So you should see that poll launching now, and this will give me an idea of where you're at with this, and so I can tailor the content to you moving forward. Okay, I'm getting lots of answers in. And I'm going to close the poll now. So the results were we had 55 people say that yes, they are using a welcome email, and 45% said no. So that's a good, pretty even break. And I'm going to show you both ways to optimize your current welcome email, but also launch a welcome email really quickly using our fill-in-the-blank template. So let's get right into it. So why bother with welcome emails? Well, they get 4 times higher open rates and 5 times higher click-through rates than other emails on average. So they're an email that can really get a lot of engagement. But beyond that, they help set you up for future success, because what you can do in a welcome email is build a lot of excitement for your subscribers on being a part of your list. So you can tell them about the value of being on your list, and that will encourage them to open and engage with future emails. So let's go through the anatomy of a welcome email real quick. First off, a welcome email will welcome and thank your subscribers, which is pretty straightforward, but basically you want to welcome people to your list and thank them for joining. Then if you promise an incentive on your sign-up form, so if you promise them like a freebie, like a free guide for signing up to your email list, you want to deliver that incentive in your welcome email. Thirdly, you want to build excitement, so you want to get people excited about joining your list and about getting emails from you and opening future emails. Fourth, you want to set expectations, and that is just to let people know how frequently you'll be emailing them. And the advantage of doing that is if you tell people, I will be emailing you daily, and then you email them daily, they're not going to be surprised by that, and so they're less likely to mark your emails as spam because that's what they're expecting from you. And then fifth, you want to describe your company briefly. Describe your mission and who you are and what you do. And the point of this is to kind of subtly introduce yourself to your subscribers without trying to sell your product yet. A welcome email is too early to try to sell your product or service, but if you explain who your company is, that's a good way to let people know you are and gently lead them towards that conversion conversation you have later on. And then finally, you should ask subscribers to whitelist you. in your welcome email. And what whitelisting is it's basically telling Gmail and Yahoo and other email providers that your subscribers want your email in their inbox. So what can often happen is your inbox can go to your email can go to spam, or your email could go to the Gmail promotions tab. If people whitelist you, it'll go to their main inbox, which means they're more likely to open and click it. So whitelisting is one great way to increase your email deliverability. And another, as a side comment, is to have an email marketing platform with a high deliverability rate, which is one of the things we're actually known for here at Aweber. So it'll help you to whitelist, but it'll also help to have a good email platform with high deliverability. So here is our fill in the blank template. And what you can do with this is, I'm going to send this out to everyone via follow-up email, and you can literally copy this content, fill in the blanks with your own information, and then paste it into an email. So let's walk through it quickly what it is. In that first paragraph, you're just thanking and welcoming your subscribers. The second paragraph will help you deliver your incentive. So in that bracketed section, you can just literally fill in the name of your incentive. So if that's a free guide to fitness, you would just say my free guide to fitness in that bracketed section. And then in that paragraph where we set expectations, you'll just insert how often you plan to email people. So if you're emailing weekly, you'll put in that bracketed section, you'll get weekly updates with the latest. And then in that bracketed section, you're going to insert whatever content you send people. So if you're a vlogger and you want to send them vlogs, you would say with the latest vlogs, and then you'd insert your company name in that last bracket. So in this next section, you'll describe your company, and you just can, in the bracketed section, insert your business name and your mission, goal, or purpose. And this last section here is actually the whitelisting section, so this will help you get your subscribers to whitelist you so that you can increase deliverability with your emails. And one way to do this is to get them to add you as an email contact. And another is actually, if they reply to your email, that also whitelists you. So that's a less, an easier way for them to get whitelisted. So you can ask them a relevant question, and if they respond, they'll be whitelisted. So that's one thing that this template will also help you do. So again, you'll be receiving this via a follow-up email, and you can just fill in your information and then paste it into an email template, a design template. So that's for people who don't have a welcome email right now, that template is a great way to get started in like a few minutes. But one way for the people who already have welcome emails to like make their welcome emails even better is to look at what other brands are doing and kind of steal ideas from them. I was at a conference in San Diego a few weeks ago, and someone said that marketers are just really great marketers are really great thieves. And so they're just stealing ideas from other people and looking at what other people are doing really well and doing that as well themselves. So that's what this section is going to be going through. This email here is from the Skim. And I subscribed to the Skim probably a year ago, and I absolutely love their emails, and I open their emails every day, and I look for their emails in my inbox. And one of the reasons why is they did a great job of setting up the value of their emails in their welcome email. So let's take a look at their welcome email. One of the things I really love about it is that they have a referral program. So you get a special referral link, and if you refer your friends to subscribe to the Skim, you can get prizes through doing that, but the Skim also gets to grow their list by doing this. So that's another great way you can grow your list in your welcome email, is by having a referral program where people get incentivized to refer you. If you don't want to give people prizes in exchange for referring you, you could just ask them, as you know, if you love my emails, please tell your friends about them. And I do see a lot of people doing that. So this email here is from Henika from Enchanting Marketing. And this is her welcome email for her snackable email course, which is a copywriting course for marketers. And what I love about this email is, first off, it doesn't actually deliver her incentive. So it doesn't deliver lesson 1 from the snackable course. It just sets expectations and does everything a welcome email should do, which is awesome because she's not giving people too many things to do in her welcome email. It's just a quick setting expectations and getting people excited. So in this paragraph, she talks about the future value, the bonus guides she's going to give people, which will help increase open rates later on because people are going to be on the lookout for that. And it also just sets up the value she's going to give people. So I want to go into a quick case study. We had an online class that we ran called Email Marketing Masterclass. And the welcome email for that class got a 91% open rate and a 46% click-through rate. So I wanted to share with you how we did that and how also you could do it yourself. So this is the welcome email, and the subject line is, "You're in, here's how to prep for class." So this is the first part of the welcome email. I put it on 2 slides because it is a longer welcome email. And I think the reason we got a 91% open rate is, first off, the value that we set up on the landing page for this course. So we told people how valuable the course would be and how much content we'd be giving them for free. And so I think that built a lot of excitement. And then we told them on the thank you page to check their inbox for the welcome email. So that's another way you can increase open rates for your welcome email. And a third way is just to have a really great subject line. So our subject line was, "You're in, here's how to prep for class." So the "you're in" part builds excitement, and the "here's how to prep for class" tells them that they have to open this email to get more information that they need. So that's something you can do with your own welcome emails, is kind of build a little mystery or a fear of missing out if they don't open that email. So why we got a 46% click-through rate on this, that's a high click-through rate. A 91% open rate is a really high open rate, and a 46% click-through rate is high for us as well. So how we got that, again, is we built a lot of excitement around how we promoted this course. So in your sign-up form or on your landing page, the way you talk about joining your email list or the incentive you're going to give people can really affect how engaged your email audience is. But in the content here, in that second paragraph, we told them that participating in this class may be one of the best choices you'll make for your business this year, because optimizing your email strategy helps it run like a well-greased machine. So again, that's just setting up the value of what they're going to get in this course. And then we asked them to do 2 things before class starts. And that's what this part of the email does. We asked them to join the discussion group and to introduce themselves once they joined it. And then at the end there, we set expectations for what they will receive on January 24th. And we said, once class begins, you'll receive a weekly email from us with your lesson, worksheet, weekly challenge, and discussion prompts. So this email just did, why it worked so well is partly because of the excitement we built, and a lot because we created the content in a way that got them to interact and engage. Okay, so I've shown you three examples of welcome emails that hopefully you can steal ideas from. If you have any questions about those, you can ask them in the question section later on. Ben and I will be answering your questions. But I wanted to show you how you could create and launch a welcome email and your sign-up form really quickly. I actually tested this out. I wanted to see how easy it would be for you guys. And I tested it out yesterday, and I created a sign-up form in Privy and integrated it with Aweber, and then created a welcome email and a campaign in Aweber in like 15 minutes. So it was really easy, and Ben and I are going to walk you through exactly how that worked. First off, here's the sign-up form I built with Privy. So it's a really easy, it was really easy to build, took like a minute or two. And it actually also works as a template for content. I'll send you via email a sign-up form template that you can use to kind of replicate this process. But it's a really straightforward pop-up form that I created in like 2 minutes. And then here's the welcome email I created in Aweber. I just chose a design template took my welcome email content template and pasted it in there and filled in my own information. So this, again, took like 5 minutes to create. It was really easy in Aweber just to grab a design template and throw the content in there. So this is a sign-up form. Here's the welcome email that'll trigger after people fill out the sign-up form. And now I'm going to show you on the back end how I set it up so that the sign-up form would trigger the welcome email. So I first created a campaign in Aweber, and a campaign is basically an automation series that you can create. And I created it so that it would trigger off the tag yoga. And in Aweber in campaigns, you can choose a tag to trigger your automation series off of. So I could have multiple automation series on one list, and I could have them trigger off different tags. So in this example, I made up a fake fitness business, and I wanted this campaign to trigger off the tag yoga. But you could have another tag on the same list, another campaign, and that tag could be, I don't know, like weightlifting. So you can see that this campaign is set to launch when the tag yoga is applied, and then that first email is the welcome email. Here's your 14-day workout plan. So that just delivers the incentive, and it'll automatically send as soon as a subscriber joins the list with the tag yoga. And then this is how I synced it up with Privy. So I built my Privy sign-up form, and then I set it up to sync with Aweber. I chose the list that I had, and that was Fitness 101. And then I set a tag for the form, a tag that would apply when people filled out the form. And so as soon as people fill out the form, they get that email in their inbox, that the 14-day workout plan in their inbox. So it literally took like 10, 15 minutes to do all of this. Ben, do you have any comments on the Privy process?
Yeah, no, I thought that was awesome to see you go through that effort, and I think that's like really good motivation for the folks that are just getting started with a sign-up form and don't yet have an automated welcome email, because, you know, if Liz can do it in 15 minutes and it can come out looking the way it did, then, you know, imagine if you spent an extra 5-10 minutes adding your logo in and, you know, making it look the way you want, then this is something that you could have out the door today between Privy and Aweber.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, you could launch a sign-up form and a welcome email today. And like between the templates in Privy and the templates in Aweber, the design templates, like you don't have to have any design skills. I certainly do not. And I just went in there and chose templates and created these forms in a few minutes. But yeah, so we actually have an offer to help you build your forms and your welcome emails today for free. So we have an offer from Aweber to try Aweber free for 30 days. All you have to do is visit bit.ly/workshop offer. And then Ben also has an offer, which go ahead and feel free to explain.
Yeah, so with Privy, we offer an always free version of the product. So you're going to get all the different display types we talked about, a bunch of the different triggers we demonstrated today. So you can really take our free plan really, really far. And for those that need specific targeting and different things like that, we offer paid plans. So when we follow up with you after, we'll also send out a coupon code for premium. But if you're just getting started and you want to integrate Privy forms into your Aweber email campaigns, then definitely get started on the free plan.
Yeah. So between the two of these, you'll get everything you need to launch a sign-up form or multiple sign-up forms, and as many welcome emails and campaigns as you want. Because for this Aweber link, you also get all of Aweber for 30 days. So feel free. I encourage you to check those out. Between a sign-up form and a welcome email, you can really start making a huge impact on your audience growth and getting more conversions. But